Well, friends, welcome. It's been a while since I've done a top form video, so I'm just going to show you guys that maybe don't watch some of my other videos, just kind of what everyone's using right now, and these are pretty much all top 100 players, so just consider this kind of a shout out to all the guys that I feature their forms here as well. Everyone's got really good good formations out there, so you guys can learn from these. If you're a lower level player, kind of take a look at how people are building them. Pretty much all of them, you're going to have a tank or two or three in the front with rear attackers also on that first row. Then you have your kind of stunners and crowd control behind that, and then your damage doers, pelts and whatnot, and then your range, and then rear defenders. That's kind of the whole makeup. Now you can get away with some other weird stuff, like for example, my Chione here is not traditional really. I mean, it's kind of the same breakup. You got your tanks in the front with the row, and then your rear attackers, and then kind of some crowd control there, some range in the middle, and a lot of range on the outside. But mine's really funky, but quite effective. Okay, so here's a Seondeok and CTB Seondeok Casa. Here is Hammer of God with the split stone golem Seondeok. So Seondeoks are doing well this season, season 55, and this guy's currently in 6th place, I think. Can Turks with a strong Selene. So this one here, you got your Rhino Knights up front, and you could pretty much only get away with those in the front with Selene, just because she grants that invincibility or near invincibility to those guys for a little while. So normally you wouldn't do that with any other troop, but there's a couple forms you can get away with it with. So good one there. Well, I want to mention too that the Orc Hunters don't really seem to they seem to be almost like a rear attacker in that they don't tend to get aggro or have the enemy attack them when they fly off the handle there. So you don't lose your ability to defend your rear with that one, I don't think so. That one's successful. This one's, or a variation of this, has been really popular here. 2 stone golems up front, pelts on the side, lots of frosties. Here's DXB. Another variation of that a little bit, some extra more voodoo dolls. You're going to see a lot of these with those different ones there. Here's another one. Pretty much similar layouts here. And here's Pray for Maya. Grandpa Requiem with the Jinn in there. So a lot of RNG with Jin. There's a crazy amount of RNG. I mean, he can stun, if he stuns your group or he buffs the right group, you're toast. If not, then he loses. So it's a lot of people I've seen just throwing a Jin in their Selene formation. So alright, here's OLM Eric Lion with a decent Chione form here. Kind of a unique form. He's rocking the 3 Rhino Knights in there, and it was pretty effective. Okay, this is a game I've been checking out. It's really fun. Sorry about that. It's called Blastomancer, guys. It's crazy fun. Anyways, back to the forms. Here's D-Man RGR. Seondeok with 3 stone golems up front. The whole idea behind the 3 stone golems is your rear defenders, your rear attackers are about as good as your front defenders, which means the enemy's rear defenders will turn around and kill your rear attackers once your stone golems are dead up front. So The idea is to keep your stone golems alive, and it's harder to kill generally 3 stone golems than 1, so a lot of people put the 3 up there for obvious reasons. Okay, strong looking form right there. So you'll see the back row too on the sides. A lot of people opt to just have those guys disappear, and so the rear attackers are focused on just the pirate ships back there. So it's not a bad strategy. Here's a Viserion with the Chione at high level on defense. A risky move since Seondeok seems to just crush her, but he's doing okay. So I don't know what the heck I am doing with a good-looking Seondeok form there. Raymond AI, another Seondeok. The Orc Hunters do really good with Seondeok. They do crazy damage just because that initial boost. They already have an AoE attack, and then they have a more boost, so they do some. They're devastating. All right, here's another one. So there's pretty much the top is just Selene's and Seondeok's, and we're going to be seeing some allies here. So Monkey D. Luffy and Pray for Mia, pretty much identical forms there. And here is another Jin. Looks like they just slipped a Jin in on their Selene formation. Pretty much identical here. Good luck for Maya. Now the split stone golem one's another good one. It depends on what you want to do, but it can break up your attackers into 2 different groups, helps you defend your stone golems better or whatever. So it's not a bad way to go depending on your hero. Another decent Chione form. I took a pic of it just because it was a little different. Here's a Jin again. So this is Rain, Pray for Maya, and a decent form there. You got some ballistas in there, which can give, I think Jin gives them a 50% chance of doing their crit hits, so they can, I've had ballistas doing over 1 million with Jin, so they really add some RNG to that. Go Bills, another good looking Selene. So you see some Selenes in the back and some on the side. I tend to think that I'm not an expert on Selene, but in the rear, especially at 17, she just seems to really tank and kill out off all the rear attackers. All right, we're going to see some allies. Ally is good with a lot of slow, hard to kill, crowd control type bosses or troops. I'm sorry. So Bane attackers for Ally are usually Selene, I think, Arthur. So the longer Ally can stay alive and get off her nukes, the better for her, because obviously she does 20k on a nuke. And so you see a lot of allies with nuns and stuff around her. So this is a good looking form here. Another Seondeok with a single stone golem up front. Seondeoks with 8 to 10 Peltas are pretty sketchy for Selenes to attack. Usually, it used to be if you had a Selene, it was pretty much an automatic win on Seondeok. Not so much the case anymore. And here's Stacy Lee. I thought I'd feature this one. I mean, when I fought it, I was like, "What the heck are you doing, Stacy?" And but it was successful in I beat it once, and then I tried to revenge. She attacked me again, and I lost to this with some serious RNG. So with allies and some funky forms, her Beastmaster was able to kind of take me out. Also the voodoo dolls with Ally, you've seen a lot of those with people with a lot of voodoo dolls, and they tend to do real damage on Selene, so people aren't protected by her attacks. So you see allies with a ton of voodoo dolls there. Here's Russian Shaman. Not a big fan of the Sacred Swordsmen up front. They do damage. They do disappear after that first attack, but they just don't have the staying power of Stone Golem or Rhino Knight. Okay, here's another one. So you're pretty much seeing a lot of the top guys have the same form. Here is Celtic. This guy's been doing the same form here for quite a few days, and he's holding at like second, third, fourth spot. So he doesn't look like he's really losing a lot of battles here. So either no one's challenging him or what have you. So, but yeah, Celtic's always a contender in there. Good form there. I mean, it's a lot of people are copying it and staying at the top there. Right, here's your rough. Sometimes he goes between his Jin and his Selene, and I think if his Selene's losing too much, he switches to Jin or something. I'm not sure. Bert 101, pretty much the same thing here. Chaz Raider, this guy has a Chione. Not a bad form, but Seondeok crushes him. So Chione does well. If you keep her stone golem alive, she's really tough. But Ali tends to really do a lot of damage to Chione. You have to have a strong rear attack. And since Ali's boost, it's been a lot tougher to get her to hit your rear troops. So another Jin form. This one's kind of tough. With Jin with Orc Hunters can be pretty nasty also. A lot of RNG there. Another Jin. And spare jackets. Sham Singh here with a single stone golem Seondeok form. LC Pray for Maya. Lunar Crow. Good looking form there. A lot of rear attackers. Sometimes you'll see up to 10. With the stone golems, they stay alive a long time, so the rear attack's pretty nasty. Another Jin here. Selene with a single stone golem. Looking a lot like Celtic's one there. Another, I think we already did that one. Jay Confused. Old clanmate, what's up, bro? Took a snap of his form, looks pretty good. Here's the leader of Casa, Mr. Getz. Still rocking this form. It does pretty good for him, I guess. KBB. The Seondeok single stone golem. Ozwi from Casa. DJO is cool. The split stone golems. Here's Celtic again, obviously the same form. Nike Joe Heus, sorry if I don't know pronouncing that right. Here is a Selene, lots of Orc Hunters. Nayef with the Selene. So a lot of these guys are, now you're pretty much seeing a pattern here, and these are all the top players. You're kind of getting an idea of how they're doing a build here. Here's Ali with a single stone golem, lots of voodoo dolls, lots of tanks, lots of crowd control. We see a Selene here with Beg Bawoo. Here's the Korean clan. They're good players there. Imuchin. This one seems to be not too bad. And Selene with a lot of range can do some damage. Here is a Chione. A Zach 14 with a pretty crazy alley form. Lots of stone golems in there. Another Selene there with Vengador. These ones are pretty nasty. Anything when there's like 5 or 10 Orc Hunters is pretty crazy. Celtic with the same. He's been rocking the same one for a while. This guy's got even more. What? 12 Orc Hunters? Yeah. Texas Joel. Celtic again. Lotto Toto Coco. Mr. Getz, Rough, Core View. So a lot of these guys are the same because I see the same guys at the top. So here's Moose, interesting form. Texas Joel, he's currently top 5 right now. I'm not sure if this is the form he's using or not. Arnie Casa. The Casa guy with an alley. Rage with the insane form. Actually kind of tough with Clockman Harrison. 17 Clockman's no joke. He's got a 15 there, and it was pretty crazy. All right. What am I doing here? I think that's about it for a lot of these. Getting into the other season here, or whatever, the other days, so...